Every night, you wish there were an off button for life. A drink feels like the remote. A cigarette is a thin blanket. Doom scrolling is a cheap lullaby. You're not really in love with booze or smoke. You're hooked on that split second when the noise in your head cuts out and you feel okay, like one whole piece. People call it addiction. I call it your soul asking for a short break. Tonight, no judgment. We'll turn on the light and look straight at why that off switch pulls so hard. When Carl Jung talked about addiction, he didn't treat it like a bad habit. He called it an inner alarm. Not religion, just a basic human need to be connected to something bigger, truer, more alive than the little mask we wear every day. For Jung, getting buzzed is really a thirst for wholeness. If you felt that first drink warm the space behind your ribs, or the first hit sand down the sharp edges of fear, you know the feeling of being one for a moment. Lines get softer, the inner courtroom takes a recess, shame lowers its voice. For a breath, we're not split. That's why the pull feels almost sacred. It's not only chemistry, it's the mind remembering wholeness. The tragedy is the shortcut. Substances can fake that holy glow and rent us a little quiet, but they don't build the real bridge we need. They only rent it by the hour. A drug can hit mute on the inner war, but it can't sign a peace treaty. So we fall into a loop, craving, brief quiet consequences. We chase silence because silence is mercy. The problem isn't that we fear pain, we fear meaningless pain, the kind that chews without teaching. When life piles up and nobody gives our pain a language, numb starts to look smart. Jung would say, your psyche is trying to heal. The deeper self is firing a flare. Addiction is the wrong medicine, a swap for legitimate suffering. The honest ache of growing up, grieving, and telling the truth about who we are. When we dodge that honest ache, we buy fake relief. The bottle becomes a passport to fake wholeness. It works until it takes everything. Sit with your body for a minute. It's not the enemy. When your hand reaches for something, it's often a loyal, scared friend driving. An old trick that once kept you alive. Your body learned relief lived in glass or powder because once it did. It marked the exit. Each repeat painted the path deeper. But under that reflex is a dignified longing. To feel at home in your own skin, safe enough to feel, able to hear your inner life without being crushed by its volume. Picture a man in his 50s, great at work, bad at sleep. 6 p.m., he pours a drink because the empty kitchen hums like a far-off alarm. First sip, his shoulders drop. Second, the stories in his head loosen. Third, the day's mistakes shrink, disappointments feel manageable. He isn't chasing a party, he's chasing permission to be. That's the thirst Jung named. Not weakness, just a search for wholeness that got lost. Now widen the lens. Gabor Mate asks a cleaner question. Not why the addiction, but why the pain. He points to wounds. Being left alone, chaos, love that was there but not tuned in. Love with strings, love that looked at you but didn't really see you. Kids adapt. We tuck away the parts that feel too much for the room. We learn to smile in one voice and suffer in another. That split echoes for years. Later, when substances appear, they promise reunion. For a while, the exiled parts come home without flooding us. No wonder the relief feels holy. But relief without integration is a deal with a shark. The mind cracks more, the shadow grows. We wake to the old pain plus new shame, then swear we'll control it, like the issue is discipline. Addiction isn't a failure of will, It's a relationship with something that offers the feeling of wholeness while stealing the things you need to truly be whole. I want to say this gently: secrets feed craving. Jung said people with addictions feel outside the protective wall of community. That's the kind of loneliness that coats the soul, not just the calendar. Isolation whispers, "It's only you." Shame nods, the loop tightens. Yet even inside that loop, the psyche keeps trying to save you. Even the worst slip is a clumsy rescue attempt. The plea underneath, "Please make me whole," is sane. The method is dangerous. So what's the meaning of this dark detour? No sugarcoating. Addiction wrecks. It steals birthdays, holidays, bodies. But if we listen from the center, there's a message under the mess. A part of you refuses to live small. It wants depth, connection, quiet. The bottle, the needle, the screen. They're counterfeit sacraments. They prove the hunger is real. The hunger isn't the enemy. The counterfeit is. Jung doesn't hand you a whip, he hands you a map. He invites you to meet the part that uses. Ask it what kind of silence it's trying to buy. Ask what pain it's trying to numb, because no one ever sat long enough to help you feel it clean. See addiction as a cracked compass, still pointing north. The needle shakes, but the direction isn't wrong. Toward wholeness. Toward a life where numb isn't needed because meaning lives there. If you're listening with a secret tonight, I'm not here to rip away your compass. I'm here to steady your hands while we read it honestly. There's a kind of quiet that doesn't need a drink. There's a way to feel like one person without burying the parts that hurt. It will ask more than white-knuckle control. It will ask for truth, help, and a new kind of courage, the kind that looks like softness. We go back to the first wound, not to reopen it, but to understand why your body and mind chose the shortcut. Picture a child in a busy house, full of voices and sighs. When they cry, someone says, "Stop it." When they're too happy, someone says, "Not so loud." So they start cutting pieces of themselves off. They become the good kid, the easy kid, the kid who doesn't make waves. It saves them then. It costs them later. Over time, silence becomes a wall. When silence stops working, they look for something stronger. Alcohol, smoke, screens. Not because they're bad, because they're tired. Not weak, lonely. Mate says it simply and right. Don't ask why the addiction, ask why the pain. The pain might be a childhood without a tuned-in adult, a worried mom, a good dad who was gone, a home full of stuff, but low on space for feelings. Maybe there was no big event, just a daily sense of no one sees me. The body grows up, but inside we're still waiting at the doorway. Then we meet booze, pills, or endless video, and it's like something opens the door and says, "Come in. I can handle you." That moment really is relief. And because the brain remembers what soothes, the shortcut becomes a rut. Jung would call it a misplaced holy thing. The thirst in us is for wholeness, to be one piece, linked to something larger than ourselves. But instead of finding it in truth, connection, meaning, we accidentally go to chemicals. The warm chest, the quieted noise, it feels like light. But it's rented light. When it switches off, the room is dark again. We scramble to buy more hours, paying with health, relationships, self-respect. Here's the core: addiction isn't weak will. It's a relationship with something that once saved us short-term and then stole what we need long-term. The more secret, the more craving. The more shame, the more urge to shut down fast. Shame is the glue of the loop. Craving arrow use, arrow relief, arrow guilt, arrow hiding, arrow lonely, arrow craving. How do we cut the glue? With light in people, being seen without being fixed, being heard without being judged. In Jung's words, we need a container, a safe space where our opposites can sit together. The part that wants to use and the part that wants to live, the shame and the part that deserves care. In Mate's words, we need compassion, not excuses, but seeing the wound before we judge the bandage. Watch your body's reflex closely. When craving rises, your body isn't fighting you, it's trying to save you the old way. Instead of scolding, whisper, "I get it." You want calm. Then give it a legal calm, a 10-minute walk, a call to a safe person, breathing like you're pouring cool water on a fire, a real meal, real sleep. It sounds basic, but the body learns by repetition. Show it enough times that you can ride out the wave and it panics less. Cravings don't vanish right away. They get shorter, softer. A simple example. H, 42, 2 kids, steady job, steady mom, shaky sleep. Nights were rough. She landed the plane with 2 glasses of wine. First it quieted the mind. Then it was the only way to sleep. Then 3, then 4. One morning, during school drop-off, she said out loud, "I'm lonely inside a full life." That sentence turned on a light. Not to ban wine overnight, but to see what she was trying to drink. That night, she called a close friend and said, "I'll want more tonight. Can you be around?" They FaceTimed for 15 minutes. No pep talk, just breathing together. She still drank, but stopped at 1. The next week, she swapped the second glass for a walk. Not a big win, a small one. Small wins stacked into a way of living. The shadow isn't a monster to kill. It's a crowded drawer where we shoved anger, softness, desire, sadness. The longer we stuff it, the harder it bursts open and drives. The key isn't a stronger lock. It's cleaning the drawer. Take one thing out, name it, give it a job. Anger becomes a boundary. Sadness becomes a place to rest. Loneliness becomes a bell to call someone. When each part has work, the bottle has fewer jobs to steal. One more truth, people don't heal alone. Community, whether a 12-step group, a meditation circle, or 3 honest friends, is the hearth that keeps you warm enough to change without freezing or burning out. You don't need fancy words. You need true words sooner. Today I really want to shut off. Alone, that sentence sounds like failure. In a safe room, it sounds like a key. Tell the truth enough times and secrets run out of air. You can start tiny. 1 line every morning. What's loud in me today? 1 5-minute call a day to a safe person. 10 screen-free minutes before bed. 1 decent meal. 1 step into sunlight. These aren't tips. They're bricks for the real bridge, the one no drug can rent you. If you slip, don't punish yourself. Be a kind detective. What was missing before you slipped? Sleep, food, a talk, a name for an old anger. Patch the hole, rest, eat, speak. No drama. Just steady. Life doesn't need to be flashy. It needs to be livable. We'll still talk about rock bottom as a doorway, surrender as strength, riding cravings like waves, and giving each inner part its job so the bottle goes unemployed. For now, remember, the hunger is real, and it deserves real food. There's a moment many people know but rarely name. The instant you realize, I'm not driving this car anymore. No big crash, just a morning mirror and the same tired eyes, the same promise broken the same old way. That moment puts a period after I'm still in control. People call it rock bottom. It's really a door. You don't need to shout to walk through. You whisper, I'm tired. I need another way. That's surrender, not defeat. Surrender means stop going solo and let truth lead. On the other side are small, real actions. You tell the truth sooner. You feel feelings sooner before they become a flood. You learn to sit with a feeling like you watch a pot. Don't stir too hard, don't starve it, don't clamp the lid till it blows. When a craving rises, don't brawl, name it. Oh, my body wants calm, then give it legal calm. Water, real food, a 10 to 15-minute walk. A call of a safe person, a warm shower, slow inhale for 4 counts, slow exhale for 6 counts. Sounds like hacks, but it's how you retrain your brain. We can get through this without shutting down. You start seeing your schedule like a garden. Plants live only if watered. Morning, repeat 3 small rituals: water, light, a few slow breaths. Write 1 line. What's loud in me today? That sentence is like opening a window for fresh air. Midday, set a refuge appointment, a 5 to 10-minute call or text to someone who gets it. Night, give sleep a clear runway because poor sleep is perfect fuel for cravings. 30 minutes before bed, screens off or airplane mode, warm shower, gentle stretches, soft music, a few pages. A simple bedtime ritual, repeated, tells your nervous system you're safe. Good sleep is cheap, strong medicine. With sleep, morning you has more strength to say no. Plan while the sky is blue. Cravings love ambush. Write a 10-minute anti-slip plan. Step 1, call A or B. Step 2, step outside and breathe or walk. Step 3, eat or drink something warm. Step 4, text "I'm okay now" when the wave passes. Put it where you'll see it. When the urge hits and your brain is on fire, don't think, follow the card. Each wave you ride adds a brick to the real bridge. Don't forget clean joy. Without it, life tastes flat, and your brain will miss the old high. Clean joy isn't flashy. It's feeling like you're creating, connecting, learning. Make something each week. Cook a simple good meal, plant a pot, fix a small thing, practice a song, write a letter you won't send. Give something small. Help a kid with homework, give a ride, share a lesson you learned. Giving returns a felt sense of "I matter," which pulls you off the lonely chair. Boundaries are recovery vitamins. Many used alcohol to borrow courage to say no. Now we practice saying no, sober, simple, clear, kind. I can't stay late. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm done with this topic. Each boundary you hold lets the part that once needed booze to feel strong exhale. We've got a backbone. There will be flat days. You're not broken. You're on a long road. On hollow days, raise the dose of legal calm. 5 more minutes of slow breathing. 10 more minutes of gentle movement. 1 more call, a meal with protein and greens. 15 minutes in sunlight. Don't wait to feel like it. Act first, feelings follow. Golden rule of the nervous system. Action leads emotion more often than the other way around. If you slip, you didn't reset to 0. You took a wrong turn. Stop, breathe, check the map. Last week, what was missing? Sleep, food, people, sun, truth. Patch that. Call your safe person and say, "I slipped. I'm doing ABC now." No self-acid, no long speeches. Just return to the small road you mapped. Endurance beats impulse. The true road beats the shortcut because it's true. Soon you may want to pay it forward. That's the wounded healer showing up. No podium needed, just sit with someone starting out. Let them borrow the same jacket you once borrowed. 1 "I get it" said at the right time, 1 10 p.m. call answered, 1 seat at a tea shop instead of a bar. Helping like this gives you belonging, and belonging is the best anti-loneliness medicine. Lastly, names. You're not an addict as a life sentence. You're a person learning to live true, with a nervous system that used to shortcut very well. Now you're building the real road, slower but solid. Day by day, the old off switch loses power because you've wired in other switches. Water, light, call, truth, rest, sunshine. They're not fancy, but they're trustworthy. They let you be a person who can live inside their own skin. If the urge knocks tonight, try 3 steps. Say it out loud to a safe person, move your body 10 minutes, eat or drink something warm. Then sleep. Tomorrow, repeat the small habits. Don't aim for forever. Aim for a little better today. A little repeated carries you across. There's another door many walk past, rearranging your day so it stops pressing down on you. You don't need a new life in a week. You just tighten a few loose screws, oil a few hinges, add a few safety switches. Morning is the easiest reset. Don't grab your phone, drink a glass of water, open the curtains. Hand on chest, slow breaths, ask, "What's loud in me today?" Write one single sentence, no poetry, just truth. That line tells your nervous system, "I see you. We'll handle it together." Then pick one build life action. Fold the blanket, walk 10 minutes, play soft music while making coffee. Repeat it daily. Your mind will begin to trust these more than the night drink. Midday, schedule a refuge appointment. Not a big deal. At noon, call a safe person for exactly 7 minutes, even just to say, "I'm a bit tight today." Or go to a familiar spot and sit 5 quiet minutes with trees and sky. Or open your notebook and write 3 lines. 1 worry, 1 gratitude, 1 action for the next 15 minutes. It's how you pump oxygen into your brain so evening, you isn't wiped and reaching for the off switch. At night, clear the runway for sleep because poor sleep feeds cravings. 30 minutes before bed, screens off. Or airplane mode. Swap in a warm shower, gentle stretches, a calm playlist, a few pages of a thin book. Make a simple bedtime ritual and do it every night. Drop your shoulders, thank your body for carrying the day, tell yourself you'll continue tomorrow. Sleep is strong, cheap medicine. With it, tomorrow you'll have more strength to say no to old habits. Prepare plans while skies are clear. Craving love's surprise. Set a 10-minute anti-slip script. Step 1, call AB. Step 2, go outside to breathe or walk. Step 3, eat something warm. Step 4, text, wave past. Write it down and stick it where you'll see it. When the urge hits, your brain is burning. You don't need to think, just follow the page. Each wave you ride lays another brick in the real bridge. Remember clean joy. Without it, life goes bland and your brain will miss the old high. Clean joy is simple, creating, connecting, learning. Make something weekly, cook something tasty yet simple, plant a pot, fix a small item, practice a tune, write an unsent letter, give something small, help a nephew study, drive a friend, share your hard-won trick. Giving returns a sense of I matter, pulling you off the lonely seat. Boundaries are vitamins. Many used alcohol to grow a spine. Now we grow one with clear, kind sentences. I can't do that. I'm leaving early. I'll reply tomorrow. Each boundary you hold tells the part that once needed booze to feel strong, we're good. There will be downshift days. Your brain, used to drama, will miss the spike. Treat it like weather, not fate. When bored or flat, deepen roots. 5 more quiet minutes, 1 more call, 10 minutes of movement. Make something simple, tidy a drawer. People don't relapse because they miss hangovers. They relapse because they miss feeling alive. So create aliveness with real, steady things. If you slip, don't beat yourself up. Be a gentle investigator. Before you slipped, what went missing? Sleep, meals, truth, a talk, a nameless anger. Patch the right hole, apologize where it's safe, cut drains like mindless scrolling and pointless fights. Return to your small routines. A slip doesn't erase your work, it just shows the old road still exists. You have a new map, step back into the lane. Your shadow isn't a beast to kill. It's trapped energy that needs a job. Give it one. Turn anger into boundaries, fear into preparation, loneliness into a phone call, craving into a signal to eat, sleep, breathe, speak. When each part is named and put to work, craving loses helpers. You fight less and build more. Community is the hearth that keeps change warm. You don't need many people, just the right few. Make deals together, call before it's too late, speak briefly and honestly, no sermons, no shaming. It can be a 12-step group, a meditation class, a running crew, or a team of 3. Each time you say, "Tonight I really want to shut off," and the ceiling doesn't cave in, your brain learns. Big feelings can live outside the bottle. Identity. You're not stuck in your past. You're learning to be at home with yourself. Each morning, water, light, breath, one line. Each noon, call someone. Each night, power down early. Each wave, follow the 10-minute script. That's how you tell life, I choose the real road. It isn't fast or loud, but it's solid. One day you'll walk past the old bar, look in, and feel no pull, just memory. You smile, zip your jacket, keep going. If the urge comes tonight, say it to a safe person, move your body, and eat or drink something warm. Then sleep. Tomorrow, repeat the smalls. Don't promise forever. Promise today. Today plus today, that's how you cross. Life doesn't change with one big shove, it changes with what you repeat. A river wears down stone little by little. Each morning, water, light, breath, one line. Each noon, a refuge call. Each night, dark and quiet. Each wave, the 10-minute plan, call, step outside, eat warm. These small things sound boring, but they're the real bridge. Booze or pills rent you calm, habits build calm that sticks. You also need a place for the sacred. 2 quiet minutes before meals. A hand over your heart before a hard call. A candle and a whisper. Give me calm and clarity. Jung called it the numinous, the felt touch of something larger. Without it, we rent wonder from things that drain us. With it, we can bear legitimate pain, growth, truth, repair. The hunger is real. Feed it with friendship, honest work, breath, light, music, sleep. Repairs and boundaries, the twin medicines. Where it's safe, say, I did this. I see it hurt you. Here's how I'll do it differently with those who hurt you. I want to continue, and here's what I need to feel safe. If they can't meet you, step back. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with hinges. Each boundary held lets the part that once needed booze to feel spine smile. We've got one. You'll hit flat zones, neither fun nor sad. Don't panic. A brain raised on spikes hates the flats. Name it, today is bland. Add flavor, a 20-minute walk, an old song, a meal, clean one drawer, call a kind friend. Act first, feelings follow. Start even if you don't feel like it. Minutes 1 to 5 are dry. Minute 6 warms up. If you slip, you're not back at start. You took a detour. Pause, breathe, check the map. Were you missing sleep, food, people, sun, truth? Patch it. Call your safe person. I slipped. I'm doing A, B, C. No self-beating, no speeches. Get back to the small road. Stamina beats drama. The real road beats shortcuts because it's real. One day you'll see. Your calm is so steady it's boring to people who love chaos. That's fine. Calm is good for hearts. Sleep, love. You'll pass the old bar, smell the booze and hear no come in. Just memory. You'll scroll late and choose sleep instead of one more swipe. You'll feel sturdy without flexing, gentle without being weak. That's individuation, becoming whole not as an idea but a rhythm. Then you'll want to give back. Do it quietly. Take a late call, share your 10-minute plan, sit beside someone without preaching. Tell your story with a messy middle and an ending still being written. You're not alone, said at the right time, is the warm jacket you once borrowed. Give it, and you'll feel you belong. Belonging is the strongest anti-loneliness drug. If the urge knocks tonight, do 3 things. Say out loud to a safe person, right now I want to shut off. Move your body, stairs, balcony, a brisk walk. Then eat or drink something warm. Sleep. Tomorrow, repeat the smalls. Water, light, breath, one line, one call, power down early. Don't promise for life, promise today. Today stacked on today, that's how stone turns to path. This story began with an off switch. You won't need it when life has real ones. Water, light, A call, truth, rest, sunlight. They look ordinary, but they're the ones that save us. If you've listened this far, I believe you already hold a few switches. Flip one tonight. If this video touched you, hit like so the algorithm can carry it to someone who needs it. Share it with the person you're rooting for. Subscribe for more long, slow, honest talks. And drop a comment. When the old urge knocks tonight, which switch will you choose? Your answer might be the warm jacket someone else borrows on a cold night.